Hello, hello, welcome back. Episode 2 of Shoutcast Stories. Last episode we had the wonderful Hodge on, and well, he gave a little bit of insight into Apex Legends and Rocket League. However, episode number 2, we have a very, very special friend of mine, PuffoBob, the one and only, my favorite duo of esports casting. Oh my, it's a pleasure, Bob. How are we doing?
Good. Not necessarily. Lost a Valorant match, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
very disappointed in myself and my teammates. But we're gonna come out on top next time. Although, I'm good. Could be worse, could be better. I'll return the question, Lucky. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I've had such a good day. I interviewed Hodge. This is like I'm stockpiling videos to just send out weeks by week so that when I actually have a busy week, I don't have to worry about it. Had a nice interview with Hodge, and now I'm like, oh, I just want to keep going. So yeah, it's been a very good day. But episode 2, Puffle Bob, the one and only. Let me just ask,
Stop.
give me a little introduction about yourself. Who are you? Sort of just who are you essentially?
So I'm a 19-year-old Slovenian computer engineering student at the moment. I
Mm-hmm.
love to dabble in editing. I love to dabble in casting. That's kind of the main reason I'm here. And I mainly cast Rainbow Six Siege and Valorant. That's kind of the path I'm going down. At the same time, I hope to get involved in esports as much as I can. And of course, Lucky here has been a part of that journey since when I went to my first LAN, he gave me a beautiful space, his own room actually. You
Mm-hmm.
gave me your own personal bed to sleep in, which is shout out to Lucky Spec.
Real. I gave you the bed that now if I slightly turn my chair away, I don't know if you can. Oh wait, wrong way. There we go. It's the
There it
the
is.
clothing dumping pile at the minute. That's
It
all
was
that it
better when I
is.
was there. It was clean.
Yeah, it was clean. I'm slacking since you've not been here.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean a little bit about. Sorry, you mentioned that land in Scotland, right? Oh
yeah,
boy, it was so good. It was so much fun. Just like give
it
me a
was.
little bit of of your take on it. Give me a little bit of insights. How was it for you? Obviously, it's your first LAN event, and well, traveling to Scotland for your first LAN as well.
Okay,
Mhm,
so travels were clean. I'm a cheapskate. I went with Ryanair because they gave me what was it? The tickets were like $50 there and
mhm,
back.
mhm.
So I was happy. It was a normal flight. Listened to some music. Got there. Then I met up with Alec. We went off to a tram. Was it? Is
Yeah,
that what it
yeah,
was called?
tram.
Yeah, that's. And then we went to Edinburgh. I thought it was called Edinburgh, but it's Edinburgh, which is god
Classic
damn.
tourist L.
Okay. And then we checked out shops. I realized how much more advanced and modern you guys are than our like crooked Slovenian towns we have here that are just dusty and old. And then we headed off to space, which again, I found the kind of like you guys have like a really similar archetype to
Mhm.
our country. Like you have like these old urn towns and like fashioned nicely towns that are built similarly to what we have. They're just bigger and more modern,
Yeah.
which was cool. Then we went to your house, which was a beautiful place. I also Alex's cat is such a legend. His
Mhm,
name
mhm.
is it Spec?
It's
Spec? Is
spec,
that
yeah.
Spec? Yeah. I don't think I've seen more of like a dog cat because he
Mhm,
was so
mhm.
social. He was all around us. And then also your girlfriend, amazing. We got to eat what was it like a vegetarian
Oh.
lasagna?
Yeah, it was a oh god, I don't know the name of it now. You put me on the spot.
Mushrooms,
It was like a
potatoes.
yeah, something like
It was good.
yeah, it was good. I don't know the name for it, but
It was good.
it was good scran. I'm so like lucky to have good scran every single night. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And then the LAN. The
Mm-hmm.
LAN was good. It was
Mm-hmm.
better than I expected. We also got a, can I cuss?
You can go for it.
A fuck ton of Red Bull because I've never been a Red Bull enjoyer,
Mm-hmm.
at least not the classic one because to me it tastes like gasoline. But the actual like flavored Red Bulls, like the blue one, and I think I tried the green one. I'm not sure, but they were good, right? We got a fuck ton of Red Bull. And then, of course, later down the line, we went to the cast. Rocket League was up first. That was great. A lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people. I also mixed up the person organizing the event with one of the players, someone with a do-rag. So I went up to them talking about like, "Hey, I'm excited to cast for you. I love being here. Thanks for inviting me." And then I was told that that's not the owner, and I just talked to a random player. It was it was so fucking awkward. But of course, then we did siege and
Oh.
stuff, interviews. Again, though, the LAN and checking out Scotland was beautiful. It was really
Mhm.
nice, and it could not have been done without Lucky. Because honestly, props. I got like carried when it came down to shopping.
Yeah. I was like your chauffeur, your tourist
Yeah,
of
yeah,
all of Scotland. That we travelled from, like you mentioned, Edinburgh all the way back to my city of Dundee, and then the land being in Glasgow, and like we bus
yeah.
to Glasgow, bus back. It was like it's hell to do that 3 days in a
It
row.
is, but it was fun. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I liked it. I don't know. It was really chillaxing, especially
Mhm.
because it was for you. I imagine it's not as because you're a bit more used to the environment. Since I was
Yeah.
there for the first time, it was like,
Mhm.
whoa, grass. Haven't seen that.
Whoa, the tallest cinema in all of the world is in Glasgow as soon as you step at the
That
bus. I don't
was
know.
yeah, that was also pretty sick as hell.
Yeah, it was crazy. But for Glasgow, honestly, like I mentioned to you when like I kind of put the offer out there because we were looking forecasters, it is genuinely one of the
It's so
best,
good.
best organizations. I'd honestly say in the whole of the UK, best in Scotland by far. Like Battle for Glasgow was my first LAN, and I'm so happy that it's now your first LAN as well, so we can like share
Yes,
that a little bit. Oh, everyone's so nice. It was such a good cast. The broadcast. It was just like it was so good, and it just gets
so good.
better and better and better. Like not to mention Chloe from Valorant, the voice actor, and I believe Hazard as
And
well.
Hazard from
Ooh.
Overwatch. That was they were so nice. They were so
Mhm.
nice. But yeah, no, the experience was peak for a first LAN. I like again for a first LAN, it was brilliant. It
Yeah.
was great.
Oh, and even it
So
being like
yeah,
a university land, like that, it didn't even take away from the fact that like, like oh, it's university students. They're so like passionate in Glasgow. All these three universities, they're screaming, especially Siege, right? Rocket League
yeah.
tends to be more dead. I don't know why that is. I think Scotland's Rocket League scene is like it's dying off a little bit, but like Siege was crazy.
Overwatch as well. You talked
Hmm.
about the previous event being like
Yeah.
really Overwatch, like there were being a lot of people with Overwatch.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that
But
was
yeah,
that
I
was
mean,
wild.
it was it was great.
Oh man, I just like every time I think about it, I get shivers. I'm like, oh, not to mention like the broadcast. Right, picture this, folk. So, me and Bob,
Picture.
we take our seats on the casting booth. It's beautiful. Bear in mind, he's like 6 foot and I'm like 5'4" on a good day.
No,
So
I'm like 3'2". I'm really not that tall.
yeah. See, like I'm actually taller than him on the camera. So
Yeah, clearly.
yeah, he's like 6 foot. I'm like 5'4". Like we go sit down. There's a clear height difference. It's so noticeable as day. But like that doesn't matter, right? We put on the
No.
headphones. It's we're locking in. We're sitting there. We're looking at each other lovingly in the eyes, and we're like, right,
Wait,
we
wait, wait,
ready?
wait, wait. Don't. What do you mean lovingly in the eyes? Get the fuck out
Lo-
of here.
Lovingly, lovingly in the eyes. We stare and we lock in, and then all of a sudden, I see the Battle for Glasgow trailer play. And bear in mind, I purposefully have not watched this trailer because I hate the sound of my own
Oh yeah.
voice and I cannot act. It is atrocious, but I tried. Will from Charger's like, hey, do you want to act in this trailer for BFG? Yeah, go for it. So I give it my best shot. I have avoided this video like the plague, and for 3 days in a row, all that I have bursting in my eardrums multiple times throughout the day is my voice pretending to really, really care about what was it, Glasgow Chargers, and then winning the event. I just
Yeah.
that was it. That was gone. That was the one
Done.
negative, one negative about the event, and it wasn't even that bad. But no, it was such a good land though.
It was so good. It was really fun. Again,
Mhm.
anyone who's around the area heavily suggested any time it's brought up because it feels at home. Like even
Yeah.
I was not only was I in the UK for the first time, I was in Scotland for the first time,
Hmm.
but it still felt like home. I don't know how to explain it. It was really nice.
Yeah, oh, Charge just creates such a good like a family community. Oh, it's so nice. I could talk about Charge
Really
forever, but let's get more into you, Bomb. Let's move away from the land as nice as it was. Um, Obviously you mentioned you are specifically like a Rainbow Six caster, a Valorant caster as well. However, you dabble in other games. You've done a bit like Rocket League, CS as well. So like, let
Yes.
me let me know, how did you get into casting, and like how have you sort of narrowed down into Rainbow Six and Valorant?
So I started casting Siege. Wow, it was a while ago. But I did it because I was crackaholic and I just had a bunch of hours in Siege, and I did it for the fun of it. I did not look to improve. I just went there. I got into a league. It was Talent League, and I started screaming like an ape. And then I did that for like a year, and then I dipped casting in general. I just quit casting for a year, and then I realized how much I missed casting. So then I was like, how about I try locking in a bit more? So then I began with Siege. I was like, okay, Siege isn't going to be enough if I want to make it at least somewhat of a hobby because there isn't enough Siege to pass around for one caster. So then I joined Rocket League. Then I did a bit of Valorant, which I instantly let go of because I didn't have a clue of what was happening. But Rocket League was fun. Rocket League was fun. And that's then throughout the months, I did a bit of Rocket League, a bit of a Siege. I started doing Valorant. And then I realized, there's paid opportunities out there with other games. So I looked to maybe do a bit of a hobby while also earning some side money. So that's where CS came in, Rust, uh, PUBG as well, just to get
Ooh.
a bit of cash, a small amount, nothing much, but it's better than nothing. And I could also practice like stuff like vocabulary and stuff in it. And then I just decided I want two games that I enjoy and I know a decent bunch about, or I can learn. And Rocket League, I ended up going away from it because as much as it was enjoyable, it wasn't something that I could see myself doing a lot, right? It
Yeah.
was like, it was, if I were to go cast for Rocket League, it would be only under the circumstance if I was paid because I just didn't find the same enthusiasm as I did when I started out. So I dropped Rocket League and then I tried out Valorant, enjoyed that, and now I'm here. Well, in the meanwhile, I've been still focusing on Siege. I love Siege.
I love Siege. What a game, man. It's so good. See, like, I have the complete opposite. I'm like, I don't know, I love Siege. Siege is like the one game that got me into esports. I remember sitting there
Yeah.
on my PlayStation 4 in front of my massive TV, as many kids do. And I'm sitting there, I bring all my friends on this PlayStation party. Hey, let's sign up for this tournament, guys. Let's do this. And I believe it was, God, if I'm right, ESL? Does that ring a bell? ESL?
That does. ESL is
ESL,
quite,
yeah,
quite
like
out there.
the old ESL tournaments of PlayStation. I remember being like, guys, we're like
Ooh.
gold 3 peak or something. We're gold 3 peak. Let's just sign up for this just for fun. And like we had no intention of like winning or nothing. We had no intention at all. But then like we would play against teams like old Penta, for example, on Coastline. Oh, don't get me started.
Ooh.
Um yeah, but no, it's just see just like I feel like that's a game that everyone can play and it has that like esports aspect like already built into it, right? The community is
Yeah.
so prevalent.
Yeah. 100%. It was for me as well because before I got into casting with Siege, I know I played competitive,
Mm.
just like with a couple of friends, some old friend groups. We played a bunch of competitive. We were getting serious into it, and then at some point, my PC was a bit starting to fail. Like my
Mhm.
graphics card wasn't good enough, so I had to stop. Also, some mental issues, but that's not anything to share. It's in the end, I stopped competitive Siege, but I still wanted to be involved in the scene because again, Siege is
Mhm.
really fun. I love talking about it. I love watching it. I love everything. I'm gonna die on this hill, but Siege is without a doubt the best shooter in the entire gaming genre, in my opinion. Siege is, there's no competition. There's nothing that can be compared to it. But I wanted to get involved, so I was like, instead of playing, suffering, and screaming at my teammates, what if I just scream at people doing bad things and good things? That's kind of like the idea that went on.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's
Siege is
screaming.
so good. Oh man, it's just such a good game. I have so much love
So
for it.
good.
It's so oh man.
Yes.
But that aside, first esport cast. What was it? Who was it for? What game? Do you remember what it was for?
Okay, are we going by game specific? Like, am I supposed to say first cast for each game or just first cast in general?
Just in general, like what got your foot in the door? Was it that Siege cast that you mentioned, or was there anything else like beforehand?
I think my first cast was a Siege cast. I think,
Hmm.
again, it was Talent League. I just went in. They were looking for casters, I think, or I just like joined the Discord and I was like, "Hey, can I cast for you guys?" And they were very open about it.
Hmm.
And then I just started there.
Nice. That's like what most of us casters have to do. We're like, Please, can we cast for you? Please let us,
Please,
please.
please,
Please, we're
please.
just underpaid and underappreciated casters who do this all voluntary, please. But yeah, no, that's so relatable. I'm sure like most esport casters and like the grassroots scene at least can like relate to just having to like source their first cast and beg and like I don't have a portfolio, but please let me in. Um, but on that same sort of topic as like your first cast, do you have apart from the LAN, do you have a most memorable cast? I know even a couple of finals for like ELC and stuff recently.
Ooh, let me think.
Oh, thinking caps on.
Thinking Tank Cap is on. Now I gotta go down memory lane because
Mm-hmm.
favorite casts. Honestly, it was more of a recent one that I really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
It was covering the previous weekend. I covered the Rainbow Six Rumble community cast
Yeah.
alongside another fantastic caster, Travi. And what makes it so memorable is that I'm still younger than most casters. I'm
Mm-hmm.
19. Most of these are already like most of them are like over 20 and such, right? And you can relate, I imagine,
Yep.
since we're the
Yep.
same age.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I really love putting a lot of my energy, a lot of my emotions into it. And I have never found someone that can do the same up until recently. And
Mm-hmm.
Travi is a caster where this weekend we said we're going to have fun. We're going to be using all of our energy. And we did exactly that because
Yeah.
the amount of enjoyment I found on that cast, I think I could have went for another couple of hours,
Mm-hmm.
but we were just both play-by-plays, screaming it out, having a blast, having jokes, started talking about Assassin's Creed at some point. Like it was all around great, and I think that's going to go down as one of the most fun casts, if not the most fun cast I've ever had.
I can't lie. I had like I think I watched a couple of clips actually from that. I don't know if it was you or Travi that posted it on Twitter, and I was like, holy, that sounded like such a fun sort of cast. I was supposed to analyst for the event, and then things came up. I was like, no, but like no, it
Yeah,
did genuinely look really good and really fun. I just love that about esports. You get like so into a game or like so into just like the match that you're covering. All the emotions they just start flowing. They're out there. You're so like vulnerable being yourself, but like it shows on the broadcast. It shows like it's just so good, especially for play by play, like you mentioned, which I believe you
yeah,
are more play by play than color.
yes, yeah,
Yeah, it's color. Color's more like we're the brains of the operation. We'll sit back.
true.
We'll deep dive into everything a little bit, and then play by play is like you just go balls to the wall, like emotions
Yes,
galore. You just start screaming. You get noise complaints, rah. I think that's what you're genuinely so good at. Like
thank you.
conveying your emotions. I don't know what it is. I can sometimes, and then I can't. I have this like bias where if I'm biased towards a team, for some reason, it will make me more into the game. So like my emotions
Okay.
are higher and higher. Some of my best casts have been because I have bias towards a team, and like I'm so passionate if they're winning or losing. But you just seem to like, I don't know. You break that sort of that mindset. You're just like, I enjoy casting because this is like something like I love the game. I love Siege. I love the whole thing, and your emotions just really convey. It's honestly, it's so good to see. But like speaking on that sort of thing,
Yeah.
is it like a sort of a challenge when you say, for example, you go to cast with someone else, you're not really used to casting with this person, and they don't match the same sort of energy as you? Have you had anything like that?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that is the one issue because I currently don't have a duo.
Hmm.
I don't have like a dedicated duo that has matched my energy, which is unfortunate, or like an official duo, whatever. So when I go into a lot of these casts, I definitely have people in mind that I like and
Hmm.
less like working with. Not because they're bad individuals, that's never the case.
Yeah, it's more so a
Um,
chemistry thing.
it's a chemistry thing because some people necessarily don't have the experience, they don't know how to pass. And even if we do agree, like, hey, you do color, I'll do play by play, sometimes they don't like stick to the rule.
Hmm.
Because right now I'm trying to really upgrade my casting as a whole.
Yeah.
I've been reaching a lot out to people to help me out. And the one thing that I want to focus on is sticking to a role. So if I
Hmm.
do play by play, I want to strictly do play by play. And with most other casters that don't have that experience with me or Siege experience in general, they can't. they don't necessarily have that same mindset, so they mostly hybrid it, right? They do a bit of
Yeah.
play by play, a bit of color, and that ends up messing with my groove because then I'm trying to focus on play by play, but I'm forced onto color, and it can mix up my type of energy. But again, it's nothing against them.
Mhm.
I'm just doing what I can, but
Yeah. Making do with
yeah,
what you've been given, right?
yeah,
It's you kind of mentioned it there, and it just takes me back to the LAN. Siege is like obviously because Siege is your main game, Rocket League is mine, but like Siege is like
yeah,
my side chick, if you will, for casting, if that's what we're going with. And like I remember LAN, you're like, I'll play by play, I'll color. I'm like, great, sick, but then I'm not as experienced in Siege as you are. It's like I mentioned, my side piece, right? So I try to like hone in on color, but then I'm like actually I get caught up in play by play because that's what I'm used to with Rocket
yeah,
League. There is really no color. I'm like, oh shit, I'm going crazy right now. But I suppose like in a way, at least with me and you, I don't know if it's just because we've done so many casts together, but at least on the LAN we were kind of able to like bounce off of each other, like regardless of
yeah.
like if I was fucking you over a little bit. I think it just comes down to like experience, like you mentioned, and like chemistry. Even though I absolutely need to hone and work on my color cast for Siege and not trip over your
I
toes, if you will.
think just to jump in, I think the thing is that's another reason that I also used to really love color, even
Hmm.
though I am a play by play, because color casters don't get to express too much of their energy besides when they're actually like very enthusiastic about their point. So they're talking about this happened because of this. Oh, and this happened because of this. That's where they're showing their emotion.
Yeah.
But they want to be also, I imagine, able to release that emotion with their voice. And that's why some color casters tend to also take over play by play, just like play by play casters like to do color. Because this is what I've done a lot of times in the past is even though I'm a play-by-play caster, I tend to also lean into color because I just love talking about the game. I just
Yeah.
love the game in general, and same goes for color. They love the game, and while though they get to talk about it, they also want to do that like that energetic voice like
Hmm.
everyone else. I think that's what kind of like causes that leak.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I find myself doing it all the time. If I say I'm getting a color cast, I find myself like being like, oh, but play by play, I want to be the one making like the
Yes,
big moments. I want to be like, this is show real like worthy. If I can, blah blah blah
exactly.
blah. But like color, you don't really get to do that. Of course, you
Not
can if
much.
you are a color caster, you can have a great color casting show reel. There's tons of them out there, tons of really good color casters. But
Oh yeah.
for me, play-by-play casters are more memorable because they're the ones shouting. They're the ones that make the memorable moments, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's it is that, but again, a good play-by-play will also need a good color. That's the
Hmm.
one thing. Like it's kind of like this is going to be a really dumb analogy,
Go for it.
but in Siege, you have always these top fraggers in your team. Let's say you go into a
Mm-hmm.
ranked match and someone's
Okay.
dropping 15 kills, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason, like, some people on the bottom of the leaderboard might think of themselves that they're not contributing much to the team, but the reason that player has those kills, while though it is because they're good, it also potentially can be because their teammates are helping out. I'm thinking that's just kind of the
Yeah.
type of duo I'm trying to establish here is that
Mm-hmm.
the reason that play-by-plays get those good casts and those good moments and entertain the crowd is all because of the color, having like a good setup and leading them into that.
Yeah. You just kind of described all my siege games where I bottom frag and I claim that I'm hard support only, and I just made up.
That's
That was
that's
a.
like that's the one excuse. That's the one thing. Like
Mhm.
I'm just hard support. I'm just on the ace and thermite, guys. Don't expect me to get kills.
I'm giving comms. That's how you're getting kills. Like I'm
Yeah,
coming.
exactly.
I'm droning as
You're
well,
coming.
guys. Pause. But not on that part. Moving on.
All
A couple.
right.
Let's move on from the
Yeah,
from the,
yeah,
the, the crude conversation, if you will. Let's put that aside. A couple
yeah.
of I done this with Hodge, but a couple of like some quick fire if you want to. He kind of went like more deeper into it. A couple of like supposed to be quick fire questions, some fun,
Okay.
entertaining. You ready for this? You ready to get your thinking cap
Okay.
on?
Quick fire. I'll do short answers. I'll be as quick as I can.
Good. Right, you ready?
Ready.
If you had to cast with one other person to be your duo forever, who would it be?
Ace with like Des and Ace. Ace.
Perfect. I love Ace. Oh, one game. that you love playing, but you would never cast in 100 years.
Uh, that's I guess
Mhm.
phasmophobia because I would shit myself.
Damn, does that have an esports scene? Is that like a?
Oh
I don't
wait,
know
it
what
has
that
to have
game
an esports scene.
is. Oh yeah, I don't know what the game
Okay,
is.
okay. If it has an esports scene, one
Mhm.
game that I would never want to cast, but
But
oof,
you like playing it,
whoa,
yeah.
that's a really good.
Like for me,
That's a
League, I don't think I touch League casting with a 10-foot pole.
Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight has an esports scene.
Oh, what a good answer! I'd love to. I've been thinking of getting into that. I'm like, oh, I want to get into Dead by Daylight casting. I want to go to lands, but I don't understand it enough. Oh, it's such a good game though. It's so right.
It's really fun.
One last one.
Okay.
This is more so like it's not really like a quick question, but it's like you can just take as it is. Pre-casting ritual. Do you have one? What do you do beforehand? Let me know. Do you stare at that stone face behind you? Do you? How do you get ready?
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Mhm.
Okay.
If it
As
helps,
in,
Hodge sings.
so for me, it's 3 rituals. Okay.
Hmm.
So this is like to get as good in a cast as I possibly can.
Okay.
I sleep as much as I can. I
Hmm.
eat as much as I can. So I make sure I am bloated with food.
Hmm.
And the third one is something that was recommended to me by a caster. I practice Winston Churchill speech, "We fight on the beaches." I practice a Winston Churchill speech for the emotional side of it. I have a notepad, I open it up, I get some background music that's slowly
Hmm.
that's like escalating, and I put all of my heart into it. That's that's how I go about it. And I make sure my belly's full. I am fat when I before I go into a good cast if I want to have a good cast.
I
I
was gonna.
am
Oh,
yeah.
man. I was gonna say that you were like describing yourself as a chipmunk for a minute, and then all of a sudden you went into like your Winston Churchill. Like that is so. That is so
Yeah,
genuinely like. I don't know if I want to call it weird. Who gave you that? Who? I want to know what. Who gives this information?
so this was suggested to me by the man, the myth, the legend,
Hmm.
Des
Hmm.
himself.
Really?
That is, I asked him to help me with emotional help, so I could like pull in people emotionally. And
Hmm.
he said, get a good speech and practice it. See how which words he emphasizes. See where the stops are, stuff like that, so I can make my talk slower but more powerful.
Hmm.
And I went onto ChatGPT and I said, give me some good speeches. And I saw Winston Churchill. I was like, surely not. And then I listened to a video from a movie clip of him speaking it,
Yeah.
and it actually pulled me in. So I just wrote it down
Oh.
and I just let it rip. And honestly, it works. As goofy as it sounds, it works.
Man, that is like that was not what I was expecting to come out of your mouth. The eat and sleep, fair enough. The Winston Churchill is a, I think that's a first. I can't lie. I mean, even though like you
That
were
I
recommended it,
imagine.
Winston Churchill before. I can imagine you like you're getting set up for like a big grand final. You're in a call. Hold up, fellas. Let me deafen real quick. Turns on the other monitor. Winston Churchill speech. You're
Yes,
giving it
yes.
your all. Your camera's on. People can see you shouting. They don't know what you're saying, but it looks passionate. It looks real. It looks intense. That is.
Okay, I make sure to do
Oh.
it before I actually join any
Okay.
calls
Okay. Okay.
because I'm doing like we shall fight in the streets and in the hills. I'm making pauses. I'm doing big breaths. We shall never surrender. It's just fucking screaming it out. I'm more concerned for my
Oh.
family than I am for anyone
Hmm.
in the broadcast.
They think you're turning like you're turning British.
Mm, no, thank God I'm not.
Yeah, good point. Good point. As much as we love you, I'm gonna let you enjoy not being British. I mean, I'm not even British. I don't know. Oh, any Scots that I've heard that is they're gonna crucify me on a cross.
Yeah.
I've just called myself British. Oh Lord. Speaking of British, though, you did try a British delicacy of Greg's.
I
Hmm.
did. I did love their what was it called? Donuts. I love their donuts. They were
Ooh.
so good. Although apparently my I tried the deep fried Mars bar, which was described
Ooh,
as
yeah.
sad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people called it sad, and I'm I don't know how it's supposed to be sad, but it was apparently sad, and
Mm-hmm.
that made me sad. But I
Yeah.
did also try KFC, which was phenomenal. I don't get the hype about gravy. Gravy was so bad. I Personal opinion, a lot of people defended it, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
also liked Popeyes. Popeyes was really good
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
Popeyes was
Popeyes
good.
is like a very it's such a solid pick. We don't have any in my cities. Like whenever we went to Glasgow, it's like yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Popeyes, let's go, woo, chicken. You literally you've missed the pinnacle of the Greg sausage roll that you tried and that you were like yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
KFC, they've just done a collaboration where you could get
Uh,
yeah, listen to this KFC gravy with a sausage roll from Greg's.
okay, I just said I'm not a fan of gravy. Like,
I mean,
get out of here! You guys are hyping gravy up so much. You know what?
it's so
No,
good.
enough.
It's so
No,
good.
no. Fresh.
Gravy slander is not taken
I,
lightly, not at
I
all.
think I would be the one getting slandered on for slandering gravy. I think
Probably, yeah.
like
All the
most people
British,
do enjoy gravy.
most people,
The macho mans.
yeah. Well, most of them do. I mean, to be fair, it's like
Yeah.
it's such a weird gravy. It's so thick, but like it's a good thing. Anyway, enough about the gravy talk because I could be
Well,
here all day. I love
yeah,
food.
enough with thick and tasty, right?
Enough with the thick and tasty KFC gravy. One thing I did want to mention as well that you do a lot of content. You put your whole sort of heart and soul into like content as well as casting, right? And your editing
Yes.
style, it's so beautiful. It's so nice. Like as a creator, do you see yourself going like far with that, staying on that sort of content creator route whilst you cast, or will one like eventually take priority? What's the sort of the end goal?
I I hope I can have both. The thing
Mhm.
is, right, I have been I don't know if the algorithm just hates me, but like you said, I've been putting a lot of work into some of my content, and I normally started out with like horror coverages, doing art and reality games, stuff like theories and covering that. And it was mostly just to learn editing, but also maybe get a quick buck, which I guess I have a very small amount of money
Mhm.
I've received from it. But it's sad because YouTube's algorithm just hates me. And if I put out like a huge video, it just always flops.
Yeah.
Although it I am now trying to turn away from the horror side of things and connect that with my actual esports thing. So
Mhm.
the more recent video I did, which was about PNW, is
Ooh.
an esports scam, which we're not getting deep into that.
Mhm.
I want to leave that in the past because I don't want to get sued by someone who doesn't even want to share his name, which
Yeah.
is word. Oh, it's another
Word
thing.
on the street.
But we're word on the street. But I do also want to turn that channel into from horror into esports and also making things right. I don't think that people should be able to scam and then get away with it, come back as if nothing happened, only after a small amount of drama on Twitter. Like
Yeah.
you take away people's money, hard work, efforts, soul, and like especially emotions, because
Mhm.
some people within these organizations they have like personal connections with like owners and stuff, and they put all of that in just for it to be deleted or treated unfairly. And I don't think a single tweet that reaches like 7,000 views of and it, like that small exposure should be enough. I think it should be put into the internet somewhere. So you either make an apology, make up for it, which is the right thing to do,
Yeah.
or you just don't come back.
Mhm. See, like, oh, I'm a big, I I'm so like conflicted with this situation because on one hand it's like horrible scum, like boo, right?
Yeah.
You didn't pay your casters, and like obviously me and you had kind of like completely different scenarios. I almost got all of my pay, you barely got anything of yours, which you had more time and commitment put into that. So of course you're gonna feel a little bit worse than I do about the situation, right? It's only fair.
Yeah.
Um, However, I'm gonna use like an example from Esports Scotland, which I'm not sure if I've ever told you about or if you're well diversed in at all. But there was a guy in Esports Scotland, Cell 5, so Scottish Esport League 5 had a thing where it was a great event and it was a
Mhm.
great LAN. Um, Unfortunately, the guy running it didn't end up paying casters, and this is a lot of money. So it went on for years and years, lawsuits, and people trying to get their well-deserved pay. and eventually they have come back. All the debt has been paid. That's the difference in the scenario.
Yeah.
All the debt has been paid to, at least my knowledge. Um, Esports Scotland was picked up by a new org, Arena Sports, and Cell 6 is happening next month in September. I will be casting Rocket League for that alongside Mark Agee.
Ooh.
So I mean,
Keep an
we'll
eye
see
out.
how the revival of Cell goes at least. But my thing is like, as long as you right your wrongs, I don't
Yes.
see why you shouldn't be able to come back. And that's the difference in this scenario. PNW has not righted his wrongs. He's not
Yeah.
given that pay, which is just the main thing. If you give the pay to the people you've promised and then send out an apology, feel free to come back into the space if you're so passionate about esports, but you just haven't, and he's still trying to make that return.
Yeah, that's the one thing with it, right? I
Mhm.
agree with you. Second chances, people make mistakes. People
Yeah.
have struggles in life. People are investing a lot of time and effort as well and money into this without getting that money back, right? So
Mhm.
I understand if you're in a struggle. I understand if things tend to go wrong and you can't make up for it. But besides PNW clearly being a bit of a, I don't want to call him out, but a nut job. I mean, he's on
Bit of
Twitter
a
saying he's
klutz.
racist. He was
Oh.
saying he's racist and wanting to peg Andrew Tate. Like, huh? Okay, but that's like, okay, that's none of our concern. He can do
Yeah,
whatever
you
he
know,
wants with his
each
burner
of their
account.
own.
But yeah, like if you plan to come back, I
Mhm.
agree. Make your wrongs be right. Pay the people, apologize, and show that give some sort of like reason or like prove that it's not gonna happen again. If those are the conditions, I'm all for it. Again, I don't think people like are perfect. People make
Yeah.
mistakes. People act out rationally in certain moments when they're under a lot of pressure. That's completely fine. And with him saying he's gonna threaten legal action and stuff, again, I don't honestly care. I imagine it was just like in a under the moment reaction. But
Mhm.
if he doesn't pay his people back, and same goes for anyone that I might cover in the future, which not gonna self promo, but I plan to do a lot of these types of videos because I feel like, look, if it forces people to right their wrongs, that's
Mhm.
better. If it discourages people from scamming in the first place, that's even better. And
Yeah.
if it also makes people learn that actions have consequences, then that's the best. That's all I'm aiming for here.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a horrible situation to be in, but as long as they right their wrongs and they
Yes.
show that it's not going to happen again. I mean, I would be very wary to work with said individual or anyone that does that ever again. I probably wouldn't because I'd be so
Yeah.
worried. But like, if they were to offer other opportunities to other people, like as long as you righted your wrongs, you're fine about it. And the whole like difference between the scenarios that I was comparing is like the guy over at Esports Scotland didn't then go on to berate the casters, didn't then go on to
Yeah.
sort of just make this whole scandal and call his casters shit. That's every single thing that PNW guy done. At that point, it's to me personally, it's like even if you right your wrongs, you have shown such a level of like bullying in a way. Um, do you deserve to come back into the space after that? Even an apology like might not be enough. But again, each to their own. It is in the past, and obviously he is still gonna continue doing what he's doing. And your video perfectly sort of highlights the problem in esports. These are the sort of opportunities that we have to take as grassroots casters because he offered pay on
Good pay.
like, yeah,
Good
good
pay.
pay on a weekly basis, like an income from casting. Casting, like you mentioned, is more freelance. You get a job offer, you
Yeah.
get a contract, you sign your cheeky little name on there, show up on the day, do your job, money's in the bank account 30 days later,
That's
like
it.
after the invoice, that's it. You don't expect some form of stable financial income, right? He offers that and doesn't deliver. He bullies people afterwards. It's like, whole story. But hey, it's in the past where we don't want to see that guy ever again, but he'll keep doing what he's doing, and while Bob, me and you, we'll keep grinding outcasting, won't we?
Yes, we will.
We will, we
Of course we
will.
will. I mean, that's we're already in the deep like part of
Mm-hmm.
it. We might as well continue. There's no point to stopping. But yeah, I mean, again, I'm just hoping this stops because recently I'm not gonna leak too much.
Yeah, of
It's just
course.
this is a Spotify special. Okay.
Ooh.
I've been digging into the Valorant scene, the tier 3
Oh,
Valorant scene,
okay.
and I might be covering this in the following video or two,
Mm-hmm.
but there has this type of stuff also happens in many games, and Valorant alike is starting to fall victim to it.
Right.
And I hope I'm going to be quick enough to release my stuff that it might also stop some things. That's all I'm
Yeah.
going to say.
You're like a voice. You're like the god that we didn't know we needed for esports scams. You're the holy angel of of esports scams, putting people on blast. But honestly, it's well deserved.
Yep. I mean, again, if no one else is going to do it, I will.
Yeah, it gives you some editing experience, I suppose, as well. You get to sit there,
True.
chat a little bit of shit, put someone on blast, boo, and then edit and
I will always do that when a person deserves it, though.
yeah,
If
oh,
it's like
100%.
someone who had, I will try to keep it as professional as I can. But with
Mhm.
someone like PNW who literally just went to constantly talk behind our backs, I think he deserves some back.
Oh yeah, 100%. That 40-minute video was justified. That was boo, never come back. But yeah, of course, only if they go to the extent that he did. That's when you'll be like, yep, nope, 40-minute video about you. I'm gonna get interviews and you're done for. You're finished. That's a what do you call it in Mortal Kombat? That's a finish him.
Fatality.
Fatality. There we go. That's a fatality type shit for for his career. I mean, it should have been, but he's still making his way back. But regardless of that, like I said, me and you, we're gonna keep casting. We're gonna keep picking up those jobs. One last sort of question to leave you with, because obviously I don't want to take up too much of your time. I think
Okay.
you have a leg day workout to go back to.
Sadly so.
Yeah, boo, bad workout. If you could, right? So picture this: you are a professional caster, tier 1. You're there. You're in the moment. If you could, would it be Siege?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Is it
you
Siege?
mother.
Oh.
Uh, it's it's between Siege and Valorant for me.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I feel like both games have. I love the communities. I love everything they do there. If I had to pick, do
Yep.
I do I like? Is it a yes or no, or do I pick the game?
Oh, this is like you pick the game and like there is a gun at your head. You're at like gunpoint. Like if you don't
Oh,
pick
okay.
this, like you gone, you done. It's intense. This is
I'll help
real.
with that scenario.
Oh no, what's he doing?
Wait, can I pull out a gun on the podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, hmm. Now, the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, right, with Siege, it's very lovely. I've been in it for a long time, and tier 1 is kind of the goal I've been going for. But,
Don't point that thing at me.
oh, well, my bad. But, it's difficult. Oh, no.
Give
Oh,
me one.
God.
Give me an answer. Come on, you got it. You got it. You know. You believe. You know it. The answer is deep down within.
The answer would be Valorant.
Right? Oh, really?
It's a tough decision because I
Mm-hmm.
have been. Okay, let me put the gun away.
Yeah. Put your arm down. Put the weapon away, sir.
The thing is, with Siege, I'm not necessarily a veteran, but I've been
Mhm.
with it so long, and I still love it. With Valorant, it's a newly growing passion. So
Yeah.
as I'm getting introduced to it more and more, there's more stuff that I'm really excited about,
Mhm.
and that's what gives me the tip over the edge. Like if I knew Valorant as much as Siege, I don't think the answer would have been the same.
Right.
But with
Okay.
Valorant being a bit more new to me and this being like a whole new field, it's like, you know how I went, like I said, like I went to Scotland, right? It was
Mhm.
all new. It was a lot, even though the trips, like the 2 hour trips there and back, wouldn't normally seem fun, it was kind of fun to me because it was new. And
Yeah.
that's kind of the reason that Valorant just tips over Siege right now. And it's still like a new experience. So if it was T1, Valorant is my go to. But Siege is so close behind
Mhm.
it. Siege is very close behind it.
It's just trailing on behind.
No,
Oh man, that
it's
was not
holding
the
it.
answer I thought. I thought you were gonna wholeheartedly siege. Yeah, no, but you know,
It's tough. It's
It's
tough.
tough. I do love Valorant. I suck at the game and I don't really care enough to get to know the game. I insta pick Omen and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna throw bad smokes and blame why I lose on my team. So typical Valorant match, if
Cheers to
you
that.
ask me. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
cheers to
that's
that.
cheers to that.
Oh boy. Well, Bob, I'm gonna let you go back to your workout. I'm gonna let you suffer in pain because it's a lag day. It's
Oh,
bad
don't let
workout,
go of
bad.
me just yet.
Yeah. Oh no, I can't. No. But how or not how? Where can we find you? What is your socials? I do have your Twitter. I think it's down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Twitter down there.
There it is.
But where else can we find you? Is it just there? Is it? Give me everything. Let people know where they can find that beautiful voice of yours.
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me under the same name and as the Twitter on Twitch. You can also find both of my YouTube channels, one focused on gaming, the other one documentary on esports under the name of PuffoBob, and the other one PufferBob.
Mm.
And you can, yeah, mostly that's where I reside when it comes down to business. Again, Twitter is going to be my main go-to for announcements. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Perfect. Oh, I love a good plug at the end. Everyone, please check out the Go Puffle Bob. All of his YouTube videos as well are genuinely great watches. I've sat down with my dinner with my girlfriend. I went, let's put on a Puffle Bob video. We're gonna sit and watch it.
God,
Real
I'm sorry.
situation, by
My
the way.
condolences to your girlfriend.
She loved it. She loved it. What do you mean? That's
She
how
did?
good the editing is. Yeah, we were like, yeah, let's watch Puffle Bob. Great Minecraft race, guys. That was 10 out of 10. Good video. But genuinely, please check him out. Great guy, great caster, and you're gonna be around for a long time. You're gonna go so far in especially all your
Thank you.
casts as well. I'm so excited to see how your journey has been since meeting you over like in Caledonia Esports. To yeah,
Oh,
don't get me started. We can be here another hour.
just
Yeah, but I'm so like I've been so excited to see how you've grown from the first Siege cast we'd done and Rock League cast we'd done together in Caledonia to where we done LAN. It's so good to see your journey. So everyone, give him some love. Give him some love over on all of his socials. And I mean, we'll be back next week with another guest. I could not
Ooh.
tell you who it's gonna be. It'll be someone though, because that's how a podcast works. That's how a podcast works.
That
But
is how a podcast works.
it is. It is. It's. I mean, I could yap all day by myself if I really want to. That wouldn't be fun though. That'd be a bit boring. But until I'm gonna stop yapping. Until then, thank you so much for watching. We will catch you in the next one. Take care.